Discover Japan and beyond through food experiences with buyfood.com.
Right now, I'm on a boat off the coast of Mie, hanging out with the iconic Japanese Ama divers who dive into these frigid, cold ocean waters to catch seafood like this.
Today, I'm on a mission to find out how these fearless freedivers make a living by hand-picking clams, abalone, and lobster straight from the ocean floor with no tanks and no fear.
She dives with this?
She looks like she's ready to clean a shark's teeth.
And by the end of this video, we'll be trying this region's most prized seafood.
These are some of the most violent, brutal, energy-packed lobsters I've ever seen. When he placed the body from the sashimi onto the plate, it was still trying to run away. Welcome to Mie, one of Japan's 47 prefectures. Mie is home to some of Japan's most prized seafood, from plump clams to tender abalone, all the way to feisty, spiny lobsters. But the real stars of this coast are the Ama divers, free-diving women who have been harvesting the sea's treasures for over 1,000 years. In a moment, we're gonna jump on that boat and learn how they do it. But first, I have some questions and some concerns. First of all, these women who are doing this diving, they are no ordinary women. Some of them are up to 80 years old. Second, it's February right now. This water is just a few degrees above freezing. Last of all, they don't have oxygen tanks. They just have their lungs.
Deep dives aren't just great for seafood, they're also great for your mental health.
People love to say you should talk to someone when you're going through something, but that's kind of vague, right? Talk to who? My barista? The guy at baggage claim? It's not about talking to just anyone, it's about talking to someone who gets you. Someone who can hear what you're saying without judgment or confusion. When I finally tried therapy, I realized I wasn't just looking for someone to listen. I was looking for someone who felt familiar, and this is what therapy can do for you. Yet despite being in a golden age of mental health awareness, 62% of adults feel discouraged about seeking help with a therapist. So in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I'm working with our paid partner, BetterHelp, to stop the stigma around mental health support and encourage more people to get support through a credentialed therapist. BetterHelp is our partner for a reason. They've made finding the right therapist easy. Just fill out a quick questionnaire and you will be matched with a credentialed therapist who suits your needs. And if the match doesn't feel right, you can switch anytime. No awkward conversations, no extra cost. So if you're ready to talk to someone who actually gets you, visit betterhelp.com/besteverfood or scan the QR code for a special discount on your first month, because therapy should make you feel like you're finally being understood. Now, back to the show.
So how are they gonna pull it off? We're gonna jump on that boat behind me and see for ourselves. Ma'am, good morning. Put her there. How are you doing?
Joining me once again for another fun seafood adventure, Kaya. We're currently on a small boat with the legendary Ama, a word that means sea women.
I kind of want to ask about their ages. Is that impolite?
Honestly, I think it's impressive, rather, that they're still doing it. So I feel like it's a compliment if we ask them.
Well, let's ask.
71 years old.
71.
76.
That's remarkable.
It turns out, Ama divers in Japan are typically between 60 and 70 years old. Most began their diving journey around the age of 12.
She's been doing this since she was 15 years old.
And what about you?
From when she was 20 years old.
So today I want to learn about how this works. But first, can you tell me where we're headed right now?
We are gonna head to her area for her usual trip of diving. This area is about 3 to 5 meters.
No, I did not. I forgot my diving clothes, but I am here for moral support.
Ama divers typically work in summer, when Japan's current warms up and nourishes Mie waters, making it a haven for oysters, abalone, scallops, and lobsters, all treasures the Ama divers have their eyes on. But in February, with water dipping down to 57 degrees, Hayashi is one of the few brave souls who still dives.
All right, some diving has already happened. There's a few interesting things I've noticed about how the diving works here. First of all, she has kind of an inner tube that follows her around. She ties herself to the inner tube, so she's never too far from a flotation device. But it has another purpose too. All the seafood she's catching, like this giant pen shell right here, she can throw into the inner tube, which has a net inside.
Ama diving has been practiced for over 2,000 years along Japan's coast. In the 21st century, swim fins, wetsuits, and diving masks have become part of their attire.
With a wetsuit, you have insulation, but between your skin and the suit, there is a layer of water. Now, the water can warm up a bit, but it's still gonna be cold.
It's cold.
But one thing you'll never see these divers use is a breathing device. Between dives, they slowly whistle air into their lungs, filling them with enough oxygen to submerge for over a minute. To make the most of their time underwater, they wear thick gloves to protect their hands from sharp rocks and coral. But the tool they rely on most is this.
This is a multifunctional tool. This side is for hooking things such as octopus, and this end is for scraping the abalone off.
Abalone are tough because they have a shell on one side and a big, thick, strong muscle on the other side, and they suction to the rocks. So she just takes this and gets it off there.
Ama divers once played a vital role in sustaining coastal communities with their ocean harvest. Their population peaked at 10,000 before World War II.
Can I see this? Thank you. Look at this fat scallop. It's a beautiful purple color and it's very outgoing. I've never seen a scallop just open its mouth like that. You think I'm dumb enough to put my finger in there? Nailed it.
Today, with industrial fishing ruling the seas, only around 1,000 Ama divers still carry on the tradition, with half of them living here in Mie.
Almost everything you see here was caught by hand in the ocean today. Behind me, a traditional Ama hut. This is where the women go with their food, with their catch, with their prize from the sea to celebrate and to eat. But let's talk about what we're gonna be celebrating today. This is the turban shell, a type of sea snail. Right there, you can see its heel. Can I pull you out? That is a big sucker right there. Oh, he has since closed his little hole.
These turban snails and the scallops we saw earlier will soon join us in a meal with the Ama divers.
That is like the poop sack and the snail all in one bite.
But that's not all Mie has to offer.
Next we have the abalone. This is a big, beautiful black abalone. And then finally right here we have the most prized seafood of this region, Ise Ebi. This is the local spiny lobster. Not gigantic, but what they lack in size, they make up for with money and personality. Oh wait, that's me. They make up for with delicious sweet meat.
Next, we'll sample these ocean treasures at 3 eateries across Mie, starting with the Ama Hut.
We are inside right now an Ama Hut.
Yes.
What is an Ama Hut and what's important about the Ama Hut?
They've always had this Ama Hut since the start of when Amas existed. This is the place where Ama divers come to rest after they have gone diving. 3 times in a day, they would go out for an hour and then they come back, get warm, and maybe head out again.
You sound like a modern day CrossFitter, actually. Cold plunge, sauna, and guess what? At the end of it all, no shellfish. Meanwhile, she was collecting a bounty enough to eat food for herself and to sell to make a living too.
In this cozy hut with us are Kitamura and Hayashi, our brave diver from earlier. Her plentiful catch is now spread across the grill.
Maybe we should start with the scallops since they're starting to turn black. So what we have here is a scallop cooked in a very basic way. She grilled it. As the water would bubble and come out, she would dump the water in a separate container so that it wouldn't drip down onto the fire. She then took off one side of the shell, flipped the scallop inside until the whole thing kind of dried out. There's no seasoning, salt, soy sauce, ponzu sauce, just a straight up dry grilled scallop. How you doing? That's really good. Looking at the outside, I thought, oh, this is becoming a little scallop raisin over here. Not at all. Inside, it's very juicy, super flavorful. It's sweet, fairly briny, but it has a lot of flavor to it.
It reminds me of a fusion of a clam and a scallop almost.
Well, it is a scallop, but it's like a clammy scallop?
Yeah. It's like a fusion.
I like it. What do you think?
Very good. Oishii desu.
In a moment, we're gonna try the snail. That looks really nice too. But I have some more questions. The Ama Hut. Was this like a woman's only space?
昔は女性だけ。
Back then, it was a women's only club. After the wetsuit was invented and more men was able to start, then it was like both genders.
Oh, that's interesting. Why is it that before the wetsuit, it was only women who were going in the water to do this job?
女性は皮下脂肪があって。
Men are susceptible to getting cold easier, and women have higher body fat percentage. That's why they were able to be in there for a much longer time.
Are you buying that?
本当に思いますか?
寒さに弱い。
Yes, you guys are weak to the cold.
Before we try the snail, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this.
This is a mix of rice and hijiki seaweed, which was locally caught in the area.
It's good. A subtle, delicate seaweed flavor with perfectly fluffy steamed rice.
This is definitely the perfect meal to eat after diving in the cold weather.
Absolutely. And it makes me crave for snail. What I find remarkable is that they're still selling it. How can you compete with these big fishermen who have boats and traps and nets?
This area of Mie is actually not allowed for big fishing corporations. Instead, the jobs are given to the Ama divers.
There are regulations that have been put in place to conserve this old tradition, a tradition that includes catching snails. Look at these. That is like the poop sack and the snail all in one bite. A lot going on there. The texture is excellent. Sometimes snails can be really chewy. It's not that way. It's tender and it's slightly sweet, but then that poop sack, mine at least, fairly bitter.
Like the back of my mouth, it's like,
Yeah.
I taste it.
全部食べます。美味しい。
They like the
They love
flavor
it.
actually.
Yeah, I feel like it's an acquired taste. I think if I ate 3,000 more of these, I'd get used to it.
Right now we're saying goodbye to the Ama divers, but going even deeper into the Ama divers' catch, working our way from simple shellfish to the king of Mie seafood. First, massive Mie abalone, served with a Japanese twist.
When you look at that color, does it give you feelings?
Not good feelings.
We have come to our second seafood location, a fine dining Japanese restaurant where we're gonna cook up some of these. Wait, no, not this actually. This, very interesting and also very excited to see me. The problem is this one is not local. This was flown in and today we're focusing on the domestic seafood. Are you done yet? God, I remember being a teenager. Anyways, bloop. I was actually talking about this right here, the prized abalone. Let me get it unstuck, give me 1 second. You almost have to trick them, sneak up on them. There we go, got it. They stick to surfaces so well that you can see it's actually imprinted some of the basket pattern on its large muscle here.
Mie is famed for two types of abalone. The red abalone, fetching up to $35 for a plump one, and the black abalone that I'm holding now, which costs twice as much.
These abalone grew up in Mie. These waters are very mineral-rich waters. Beyond that, they're very cold waters. Cold waters means slow growth, but slow growth for abalones means better flavor. At least that's what I'm told. I'm about to find out for myself here at this restaurant as they prepare this abalone in two different ways.
First up, abalone sashimi. With a sharp knife and swift movements, the chef pops the abalone off its shell, removes its mouth, and separates its liver. The liver, which has a dirty secret, will be saved for later. The chef lines the shell with fresh radish, carrot, and shiso leaves, then scores the raw abalone before setting it atop the vegetable bed. The sashimi arrives at our table accompanied by Suzuki.
Hey, you look ready.
はい、準備できております。
I'm ready.
I'm told you are the lady of the house. I'm curious what that means.
私はここのお店。
My role here is oversight everything to make sure it's presented beautifully and eaten with like lots of gusto.
Oh.
The lady of the house, or okami, has been a revered figure in Japan's high-end restaurants since the 17th century, and she's usually the owner's wife or the owner herself. The okami is the face of hospitality, overseeing service and socializing like a hostess, welcoming visitors into her home.
A potential problem is that people in Japan are very polite and maybe they kind of don't like something, but they don't want to be forthright about it. How do you get to the core of somebody and what they truly believe about the food they're eating?
でも今のお客様。
When I ask the customers, I can kind of like see into what they're actually feeling. She can see such joy on their faces and the smile. She just knows they can't be lying.
I feel like she's looking through my soul at this moment with those soft, gentle eyes. There's no way I can lie about what's coming up next.
Though to be honest, I may be tempted to lie. You'll understand why when you see what we're about to eat.
This is what I want to build up to. But first right here we have the abalone sashimi. A very simple, straightforward preparation, and it looks gorgeous. Cheers. Crunchy.
コリコリ。
Kori kori.
Kuri kuri. Crunchy. It reminds me of a thin sliced gooey duck sashimi. It's cold, it's thin, and it's crispy. It's almost like eating
美
tendon.
味しい？
Oishi. Okay, she didn't look deeply in my eyes. I'm safe for now. There's a bonus item right here. They actually cut out the raw liver. But let me tell you about the liver. The black sac under the abalone, often referred to as the liver or gut, is its digestive gland. So I think it's a lot of things in one, including probably its waste or poop. This digestive organ processes the algae and seaweed the abalone eats. So for some people, it might be a little bit too much. But I think if you're a true seafood connoisseur, you appreciate the flavor, and instead of calling it ew, you call it umami. I just thought of that, that's pretty good. Hit it with the sauce?
どうぞどうぞ。
Yes, you may.
Oh, it's gooey. All right, cheers. Completely different. Certainly not crispy or crunchy. It's gooey. It's kind of like a piece of snot. I would say it's a little bit briny, and there's maybe a tiny bit of bitterness to it.
But I think people shouldn't be scared to try this dish because it's actually quite mild compared to what I thought it was going to be like.
Sure, and soon we're gonna try an even more intense version.
For this dish, the chef first grills the abalone whole over charcoal.
Mie isn't seen as this tourist destination. At least for folks traveling internationally, everyone goes to Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. Who are the people who are coming to Mie?
三重県以外の
Honestly, not much foreigners. Japanese people know this spot, and the main reason they come is the Ise Shrine.
Mie is cherished as the home of Japan's holiest shrine and the birthplace of the ninja legacy.
I think this is kind of this hidden gem of Japan. It's a beautiful place. There's such a mix of rural, countryside with small developments instead of these towering high rises. If more foreign tourists discovered Mie, would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
本当に思います。
Yes, we want foreigners to come and enjoy our hospitality and also the people.
What if I moved in next to you?
家の隣に引っ越ししたら
I just want to test the limits here.
ウェルカムですよ。
After the abalone is cooked, the chef separates its liver from the meat. He finally chops the liver, then tosses it into a pan with butter and sake. After adding a pinch of salt, he stirs until each ingredient comes together to form a muddy sauce.
Is this something you've seen before or heard of before?
I've seen it and heard of it before because liver is a popularly used ingredient because Japan really wants to not waste any ingredients.
I respect it. Very briny.
It scares me.
Yeah, don't smell it too much. Should we go for it? Cheers.
生と全然違いますでしょ。
Is it different from the raw?
Everything is different. I'm surprised that it's not as dense as abalone can be. It's a nice uniform texture, but it's a little bit more tender. It's nice and soft, completely different from the hard, crunchy raw sashimi. And then, wow, that sauce has so much flavor. It is a little bit umami.
I'm never gonna get sick of that word.
とても美味しいですよね。
It's delicious. It brings out a better flavor in the abalone when we use the sauce.
Yeah, it's a little bit nutty too.
And the butter in the sauce.
Yeah, the richness of the butter amplifies the liveriness so much. It turns it up to 11. The more I eat it, the more I like it. But it is still the perfect food to have with sake. It's like you want your taste buds numbed a little bit. Balance.
After trying shellfish and abalone, the king of Mie seafood still remains, and they call it Ise Ebi, the Japanese spiny lobster that costs twice the price of the American lobster. Kaya and I are here to see if it can truly compete with the best.
I want to talk about one of your most unique menu items here, and that is right here in my hands. This is the EBI-TAMA.
EBI-TAMA.
Ebi?
EBI-TAMA.
Tama.
Yes.
I'm not gonna try again.
These balls are Chef Yamamoto's innovative take on takoyaki. Takoyaki are savory fried dough balls filled with octopus. Here, instead of octopus, he uses the Mie lobster. These guys stand out for their vibrant reddish-orange armor and long spiny antennas. Sure, you can find them in some other regions, but Mie's waters are said to produce the best Ise Ebi. After boiling the lobsters, our chef removes the shells and shreds the meat into small pieces. Then he makes a batter using the lobster stock, 16 eggs, and flour. He fills the takoyaki pan with the batter, topping it with lobster pieces, pickled ginger, and green onion. All that's left to do is form that signature ball shape with care and precision.
He loves takoyaki, he's an avid fan, and he also loves the local lobster in the area. So he wanted to make it easy for people to get it and eat it at a reasonable price, and also because it's such a convenient size, people can just have a quick bite and enjoy the local flavors.
Love it. We have what appears to be kind of a traditional preparation. We have the balls themselves. On top of that, a sweet brown sauce and then the bonito flakes. I'm gonna give it a little dip in the mayonnaise, and then I just cannot wait to get your balls in my mouth.
Oh my gosh. gosh.
Oishi. The first flavor that hits me is the smokiness from those bonito flakes. Then there's that sweet sauce, and then you have that delicious ball. Fried, glorious, little bits of lobster meat on the inside.
I can taste the dashi in the batter, and it's so flavorful in itself.
Is a normal part of making takoyaki to put a very flavorful dashi water with the flour?
He thought of it himself.
Really?
Yeah.
These, sir, these are some good balls.
This is only the appetizer. But the ultimate lobster experience you'll find here is the Ise Ebi Sashimi, or lobster served completely raw. But before that, a lobster roll. Not like this, but like this.
You often see shrimp get tempura, and that's essentially putting a Japanese batter on it, frying it. This is my first lobster tempura ever.
The making of the lobster roll starts with de-shelled ise ebi, coated with flour and batter, then deep fried into an oversized tempura. Chef Yamamoto mixes rice with crushed seaweed and spreads it over a sheet of nori. He tops it with shiso leaves and that lobster tempura, then rolls it with tight precision. A meal featuring ise ebi is a luxury for two reasons. 1. These creatures live in deep waters, making them difficult to harvest. 2. Farming them is more expensive and demanding than farming other types of lobster.
I don't know that I've ever had a sushi roll this thick.
It kind of reminds me of a Japanese futomaki, which means fat roll.
Oh, how do you say American?
Amerikaji.
Can I say futo amerikachi?
Yeah, that means fat American.
Do we give it a little bit of a dip?
Let's taste it first to honor all the natural flavors it has.
Good. I want to honor this lobster properly. It's actually really good.
That bite was perfect.
I've never had such a flavorful sushi roll in my life. He's added seasoning to the lobster, maybe to the rice too. It's got a nice taste to it.
You don't need soy sauce in this at all, actually. He did drizzle that sauce onto it. I think it's some sort of hare, which is soy sauce and sugar and vinegar stewed for a long time. So I think that also added more flavor.
Super fresh, a little bit of crunch. You gotta be quick with this because he put sauce on it and then he's putting steamy rice on it too. So if you wait too long, the crunch will dissipate completely.
I haven't seen this style actually ever. Usually rolls are really uncommon. It's more like an American thing out in the foreign West.
Are you telling me the Philadelphia roll is not Japanese?
No, I think it's from Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
Our final dish relies on the lobster's freshness and the chef's skillfulness. From the pool, the lobster goes straight to the cutting board, where it parts ways with its head. The chef carefully removes the tail meat without damaging the shell, which he uses for some plate decor. Then he chops the meat into smaller pieces, squeezes out the excess water, and reunites it with the head and tail.
Let me unveil it. Now you can see clearly. Lobster sashimi. This lobster was just moving moments ago on the actual plate that he serves the lobster on. How does that make you feel?
I feel like that honors the lobster in the best way possible.
Exactly.
I'm going to eat you in the best way possible, so thank you for your life.
I love that. Oh, if you look at the individual muscle fibers, to me resembles pomelo.
Oh my God, you're completely right. And it has the pink strings in it too sometimes.
I thought it might be more sweet. It's very neutral. There's not a lot of pungent, potent flavor there. It's very mild.
It tastes different from when it's cooked, like completely different.
Completely different.
Would we like to try it with the soy sauce?
Yeah, I think we should put a little bit of wasabi off this wasabi tree here. I suspect this is gonna just absolutely absorb that soy sauce pretty immediately. A little too much wasabi. I burned my brain a little bit. I'm all right. This is a good soy sauce.
Yeah, it's sweet. It really brought out the sweetness of the lobster, I think.
100%. It feels like it was missing something, and now it's perfect. You get a little sting, a little kick from the wasabi. It's salty, but it's nutty. It's a deep umami flavor. It's well-rounded. It's excellent. That's good. I think today was kind of a magical day. We've gotten to see a lot of different seafood around the country, starting with Hokkaido, but as you move through Japan, not only will you find different food, but the people proudly stand behind their local creation. It gives people like me a brand new experience every time I come to a city like this.
Yes, and you can see the passion and love that they pour into it, and you get to know the historical side of why.
Nailed it. Shall we go?
Yes.
All right, can you pay? Thank you. Just smile. He'll be fine.
Discover Japan and beyond through food experiences with BuyFood.com. Join a local food tour and dive into food experiences across vibrant neighborhoods, hidden gems, and family-run eateries.
It's so good.
From sizzling street snacks to Michelin-starred feasts. Buy Food connects you to the soul of local cuisine.
I've never had anything like this.
Book food tours, cooking classes, and more on buyfood.com.